Welcome back to another lesson in Ielts. This is Steve and I'll discuss today's lesson. For lesson 4 of chapter 3, we're going to discuss the steps in giving suggestions. Giving a suggestion about a certain topic or issue is often asked for in part 3 of the speaking test. Providing suggestions is part of expressing an opinion, which is why there are some lexical resources that can be used for both tasks. Although expressions in giving suggestions are basic, each word or expression has different meanings. There are two strategies in making suggestions. First is by using the PREP structure, and second is by enumeration. These two strategies have similarities and differences, but both of them are useful in answering questions that ask for suggestions. First, let's discuss the PREP structure. Modal verbs are auxiliary verbs that express ideas, such as suggestions. The most common way to make a suggestion is to use the modal verbs should and could. The word should is used if you're sure about your suggestion, and could if you're just talking about a possible suggestion. Here are a few examples that use the words could and should. The modal verbs should and could carry a meaning in the sentences, hence they need to be stressed. Remember that these two words express different intentions, so use them accurately. It is necessary to elaborate your reason in giving such suggestion. With the use of cohesive devices, you will be able to do this effortlessly. There are a couple of cohesive devices that you can choose from, such as because, due to, and the reason is. Using these cohesive devices to form a compound sentence would be great, since you'll also be rated based on the sentence structures you use. Here are some examples that use some of the given cohesive devices. Supply your answer with an example. Citing at least one example will lengthen and give more details to your answer. In this step, you can use other functions, such as stating an opinion or a fact or speculating. Here are some sample supporting sentences. To end your answer, you should again use a cohesive device. An easy way to make a conclusion is to paraphrase the question asked by the examiner. Make your conclusion short and do not add any more information. Here's an example of a paraphrased conclusion. Remember that in the PREP structure, you can make more than one suggestion. After stating a point, state your reasons for giving those suggestions. As for examples, it's not necessary to give an example for each point. The second strategy in making suggestions is enumeration. This strategy allows you to state more suggestions. To enumerate means to list things under the same category. It is very much possible that you'll have many suggestions about a topic. To enumerate, you have to use sequencing devices, such as first, second, third, etc., to state your answers. You also need to give a short explanation for each of your points to add details to your answer. In addition, you have to use the modal verbs should and could and stress them to clarify the meaning and intention of your answer. Take a look at this example where sequencing devices and modal verbs are used. Give more details to your answer by providing at least one example. Other functions, such as speculating and stating opinions, can be used in giving examples, but stating a fact would be more interesting. Take a look at this example. Speculating is a function you can use as part of your conclusion. Using the first conditional or paraphrasing the question is a good way to conclude your answer. To refresh your memory, the structure of first conditional is if plus present verb plus will plus verb. Take a look at the example given. When all steps of the PREP structure are put together, the answer will look like this. In enumeration, when all steps of the method are put together, the answer will look like this. Enumeration and PREP structure allow you to use other functional language, such as stating an opinion or a fact, speculating, and giving reasons and examples. Make sure to practice using them in constructing good suggestions. That concludes today's lesson. See you next time. Bye.